Good evening and welcome to Bahrain International's Daily Show. We have a lot to cover in this episode of Bahrain Today. But before I tell you what we bring you today, I would like to invite you all to give us your suggestions and opinions of our show through contacting us via email or Instagram shown on the screen. Today, we will get a chance to see a photographic artist's eyes and the way his pictures wow his audience. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We now move to an amazing photographer, Abdullah Minhas, a talented artist with an eye for creativity and a lens for beauty. Let us get to know more about Abdullah Minhas and his passion for his career. Hello, Mr. Abdullah. How are you doing today?
All good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me about tell me about yourself.
I am Abdullah Minhas. I'm 21 years old,
Alright.
and I am a professional photographer.
Alright.
I started at the age of 15. I picked up my sister's old DSLR and started shooting on the street. I take photos of anything I could, and one day, like, somebody asked me if they could see my photos, and I sent it to them, and they came back to me the next day, and they said, "We really like your photos. We'd like to pay you for your services."
How old were you then?
I was 15.
15.
I got my first paycheck.
So you got your first paycheck when you were. That's
When I was
pretty
15,
young.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're still very young. Look at you. You're 21 years old.
yeah.
Did you learn to take photography?
It's something that came naturally because I liked doing it. So I don't know what these guys saw in my photos back then, but when I look back at it today, I wouldn't pay me, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So it's something that over time.
You start developing that confidence.
Yeah. So
started
like you
getting better.
start picking up techniques, and you start
Right.
finding new ways to do stuff and unique angles and stuff like that. So
Cool.
yeah, it's pretty
How
good.
do you enhance your knowledge?
Everything's online these days.
Everything's
So,
online. YouTube,
Yout-
whatever
YouTube,
works. Right?
articles, and also when I was younger, around 17, I used to assist a lot of photographers, already established photographers
Right.
in Bahrain
So you learned a lot from them too.
and the region as well. So I would just say if they're doing their own shoot, I would look over, I would just ask to be there and maybe look over their shoulder, see how they're doing stuff, and pick up good habits and techniques and try and use that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And what about people's feedback? How do you find them?
When I the first people I told about my photography were my parents, and I said that I don't want to do the traditional stuff. I want to do something unique. So they were supportive, you know, but there were a lot of people who maybe a little bit skeptical about me being a photographer,
Right.
but then again, I had a lot of good people around me.
Okay.
So they were the ones who kind of pushed me, and that's why I'm here.
Cool. And 21, professional photography is your career, correct?
Yes.
How do you find this? Was it hard to take the decision? Do you see yourself doing this for a long time?
It was definitely hard to take the decision to do it as a career. But it's kind of nice to know that you're waking up every day doing what you like or doing what you love. And yeah, so far it's been great, and I don't see myself doing anything else, honestly, for the next 10, 20 years, honestly.
Cool. And when you take the photos, do you have a vision or you just take them spontaneously?
For me, it's spontaneously, because there are a lot of photographers who plan their shots and
Right.
stuff like that, and I just go with the flow.
Yours
sometimes
is more natural.
Yeah, no, I trained my eye, I'd say. But yeah, I would just even shoots nowadays, like I come up with all the shots on the spot because it's important for you to have the feeling of the shot when you're doing it. Otherwise, there's no point in planning it. You know, that's just an opinion.
So do you have a favorite type of photography?
Yeah, my favorite type of photography is sports lifestyle.
Sports lifestyle.
Yeah, so it's like
Tell us
basically,
about that.
it's basically their sports, okay, and sports lifestyle is basically the athletes or any personality outside their element. So outside, say a tennis player outside the tennis court. So sports lifestyle is basically what they're going through on a, like, they're just normal people,
Right.
but yeah, it's like capturing them in their outside their element.
Outside their element, meaning not in the court.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, sir, you brought some pictures with you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So these are photos that I've taken anywhere from 3 years ago to
Today.
last night,
Okay.
literally last night, and these photos show kind of my the variety of photos that I do, and basically my interests and what I do. It's mostly sports, some
Right.
lifestyle shots here and there. Yeah.
So, do you have, like, for example, like I'd watch an episode and would start just watching those kind of shows, like action shows or comedy shows every now and then. You know what I mean? Do you have that kind of thing, that approach that you only take one type of photos and then go to the next?
Not at all.
For
Not
a
at
time
all.
period. No,
Honestly, not at all.
It's just every day happens.
Yeah, every day
whatever it
happens,
takes.
and sometimes you just have this. It's like a new hunger, you know. Like, it's the same medium. It's still photography, but you're going down a different alleyway. You know, for example, tomorrow I would want to try like
Right.
dynamic fashion or something like that. You know, and yeah, it just comes to you. It just comes to you.
It just comes to you. What would you give if you wanted to advise somebody? What would you tell them about being a full-time photographer?
It's definitely a risk, you know. Like, it's a risk. You have to commit to it.
Right.
Keep shooting,
Keep shooting.
and keep developing yourself. Keep learning new things, and try and be different.
Are you gonna have a studio, or are you always outside shooting?
I've always loved shooting outdoors, so even now I have a studio setup, but I'd like to take it outdoors. So I bring my lights outdoors and try to do everything outdoors.
Cool.
It adds that realness into it, as opposed to a studio where you're behind four walls. And yeah.
Cool. Sounds good, Abdullah. That's it for the day. Thank you very much, and
for
I
having
wish you continuous success and good luck.
Thank you.
We'll be back after a short break. Cupping therapy is an ancient form of alternative medicine in which a therapist puts special cups on your skin for a few minutes to create suction. People get it for different purposes: to help with pain, inflammation, blood flow, relaxation, and well-being. And as a type of deep tissue massage, let's watch the following report to see how it's done. With us here in the studio is Dr. Zahra Khalifa to answer all of our questions on cupping therapy. Hi, doctor. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me in your studio.
Oh, it's our
To
pleasure.
talk about cupping therapy.
It's our pleasure, miss. Can you please introduce yourself, doc?
Yes, as you said, my name is Zahra Khalifa, and I am consultant family physician
MashaAllah.
And I am hijama practitioner as well.
Oh, MashaAllah.
I've been practicing hijama for more than 14 years, 15 years.
Wow. And where did you learn cupping or hijama?
Actually, I learned cupping first of all on my family.
Okay.
Being a physician and having contacts with patients,
Right.
actually the beginning was like a story. My mother became sick,
Oh.
and it was long time of sickness. And while I was talking to some of my patients, and
Yeah.
I knew that she's doing hijama,
Okay.
and she advised me, why don't you do hijama for your mom?
Okay.
And she is the trigger point, this
Right.
lady. And I took my mother to her. I started reading, of course, before all of that. And I was putting my hand on my mother. She was teaching me on my mother.
Wow.
And after I saw the improvement in my mother condition,
MashaAllah.
I believed in it.
Okay.
And the other thing is my husband, he's having migraine headache, which he used to take paracetamol almost daily.
Wow.
And when I did hijama on him, he improved drastically.
Wow.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And can you tell us what cupping therapy is for our audience, please? Or
Yes.
hijama?
As you mentioned in the beginning, it is a form of, it is an ancient medicine.
Correct.
And I should say it is a prophetic medicine.
Yes, it is.
And I don't like the word alternative medicine
We apologize.
because being a physician, I should say it is complementary medicine.
Oh.
Why? Because if you say alternative, it means you leave the advanced medicine and you work on the traditional medicine.
Okay.
But being a physician, I should do both.
Okay.
And I'm glad to be the first physician who do cupping in a hospital.
MashaAllah. That's great. And so what is it exactly? What is cupping therapy?
Cupping, actually, as you said, when the therapist, he puts special cups on the skin
Right.
of the client or the patient, where he create negative pressure, okay, and then he start doing, either he leave it as dry or he start to do some scrapings to withdraw some blood from the patient. This
Yes.
is the whole idea
Right.
of cupping therapy.
And how does that help the patient?
It helps the patient. Actually, there is two types of cupping.
Yes.
Either patient, they will do it as preventive, as a preventive medicine, or as therapeutic.
Yes.
Therapeutic, especially as I said, patients with migraine or patients are having body aches and pains. If they do cupping, especially if it is wet cupping, it removes all the toxins and the oxidants and the old blood cells from the patient's blood, even the heavy metals.
The heavy metals.
Even the heavy metals, yes. And the patient gradually, he will feel better. Yes, it is a traditional medicine, but nowadays, especially even in European countries, they've done many research
Yeah.
about cupping. And they compare the blood of the patient
Before and after.
before and after.
Yeah.
And there is positive results, which correlates with the patient's improvement in his condition as well.
That's great. And you mentioned that it's therapeutical and
Preventive.
preventive.
Yes.
So I'm healthy. I'm good. What would it prevent me? What would it prevent?
Yes, it will boost your immunity, because there is many theories which talks about cupping therapy, how it helps.
Right.
Many theories. One of them is that it opens the flow of your immunity.
Great.
It will boost your energy.
Right.
especially those who have frequent sickness of cold and cough. And if they do cupping, the frequency of these symptoms or becoming sick, it will reduce.
MashaAllah.
And even sometimes it happens in your body which you cannot feel it. Because the mechanism of cupping as well, it removes, all the blockage in the small arteries inside your body. So with cupping, it will remove the toxins. Even it helps those who have some blockage in their arteries,
Wow.
those who have high cholesterol, those who have uncontrolled sugar. Even you cannot feel it.
Right.
And we can feel it, or we can subjectively, by doing a blood test, we see the improvement in patient condition.
And Doc, how often would you recommend people to do cupping for preventive, as a preventive medicine?
As a preventive, once every 6 months or once in a year.
Okay.
I advise patients
That's
to do.
great. And can you tell us what you've got here in front of us? Are these the equipments that you use usually?
Yeah. Actually, I brought a few things which we are using it in cupping. These are the plastic cups, and these are the disposable ones.
Right.
Okay. And these are the glass cups. These are non-disposable. These cups, we use the plastic pump.
Yeah.
So we put it on the patient's skin, for example. Okay, when we suck, we create negative pressure.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
so we allow all the blood to pool in this area.
Yeah.
So if I decide to do wet cupping, I should do some scrapings
Right.
to allow this blood to come out.
Correct.
So this is the whole idea.
Yeah.
If I say dry cupping, it means I shouldn't do any scrapings,
Yeah.
any scratches in the skin.
Yes.
While this glass cup, if you see, especially the Chinese, and maybe it is available in some physiotherapy centers, the way it is like they create negative pressure by putting fire.
Yeah.
Either you put this, for example, gauze or paper, you lit the fire and
Yeah.
you throw it in the cup, okay, and then you put it on the skin. Once it cools down, it will create this negative pressure.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, it is the same idea.
Okay.
But nowadays, we are using this, which is much easy, and it is disposable. This one
clear.
is not disposable,
Right.
okay?
So you would recommend the plastic
The
one?
plastic one.
Right.
This one is the silicone cup. This is very good for massage cupping.
Okay.
You put the cups, you create mild pressure, and you can move it,
Ah.
especially for cosmetic.
Okay.
If you heard about people doing facial cupping. So this is the silicone cup where you can move it,
Right.
and it will help cosmetically for ladies.
Yeah, to move the blood supply,
the
and
blood,
to
yes.
make it more fresh.
Yeah,
They do PRPs now,
PRP.
which is a bit similar to what you're saying, like the whole idea of moving the blood around.
It is not the same, because this one, it will move the blood circulation.
Okay.
It will make your face fresh.
Brighter,
It looks
yes.
fresh. And even, these pimples, the black spots, it will
pull them out.
It will pull them.
Clean.
Even, the wrinkles, if you have it, it will disappear for 5 days, 4 to 5 days.
Oh, wow.
Especially ladies nowadays, they have parties, they go for facial cupping
No
with
way.
silicone.
That's nice. And you do that as well at your
Some
clinic?
patients whom they ask, we are
Wow,
doing it
that's
for.
impressive. And
There is this needle.
yeah,
This is especially patient for whom they have diabetes, for example, or they are afraid of using the blade for
Yeah.
strapping. We do like this, and this is disposable as well.
all right.
It has small, tiny pins.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So this is for the wet cupping.
with cupping.
Yeah.
Yes. Usually we use these blades, this scalpel,
Yeah,
surgical blade,
right.
but some they prefer to use the ordinary razor
Okay, why?
where they use it for shaping.
But why would they want that?
Some they prefer to use it.
Okay.
But
But what would you prefer? You're
for
the
me,
doctor.
I prefer actually both. Sometimes if I have patient with very thick skin, I prefer to use this one.
Okay.
But we should be very careful.
Right.
You will ask me why I have this tomato here. This just to explain the depth of the incision if you are using either this blade or this razor.
Right.
Because this is very safe to use. This one you should know. You should control your thickness while you are doing the abrasions. So all what we've learned that the abrasion should be very thin. If you can see, it should be 0.1 to 0.2 millimeter.
Right.
This is the thickness of
Skin.
the abrasions which we do on the skin.
Actually, I did once cupping, and I still have the scars. And this was wrong.
This was wrong. It shouldn't leave a scar.
Yeah, I did it in my knee. So now, whenever I look at my knee, there are scars all over it because of these.
Maybe it was deep.
It's too deep. Yeah,
deep
I understand
abrasion.
now.
That's why the thickness should
So
be.
I better come
this.
to you. I don't want to. I'm not gonna go to anybody else. And Doc, and how would you differ between wet and dry? Like, when would the patient choose, or when would you choose to make them wet cupping or dry cupping?
Okay. First of all, being a physician, if the patient comes to me, if they have muscular pain, sometimes if they have a spasm in their muscle, especially the back, or the lower back, the neck area, we usually do the massage cupping. Massage. I put the cup. If you leave it in a place, it's called dry cupping.
Right.
If you move it with oil or lotion, we call it massage cupping. And this will soften the muscle.
Right.
And it will release all the toxin, the lactic acid, the organic phosphate, which creates the pain.
Right.
And then I can do the wet cupping. Or massage cupping is enough for them, especially athletes,
Yeah.
They prefer to do this massage cupping.
That's impressive. And do we need any certification to perform that kind of therapy?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah, we need actually. Especially nowadays, people are performing this cupping at home.
Yeah.
So this will lead me to an advice to the patient or to any client who wants to do cupping. First of all, he should see if this guy or this lady, they are certified to do cupping.
Right.
This is very important.
It is, definitely it is.
And they should follow all the infection control standards.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so how safe is it? And what are the side effects, if there are any?
Yeah, it is fairly safe, provided that we choose the certified person, the one who has experience. If you want to do it, you should ask about this practitioner.
Yeah.
Is he certified? The place, is it clean? Are they following the proper infection control procedure? What do I mean? They should use the gloves, they should use the gowns, they should cover their face. This is what I mean by the infection control. The place should be very clean. How he gets rid of the blood products, the waste management, we call it.
Right.
So it should be certified place and certified person.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what causes the circle bruises, and how long do they last?
Usually, if you put this cup, it will cause some erythema, some redness,
Yes.
but not bruises.
Okay.
Okay, it means maybe the pressure was so high. Usually, this redness, it will disappear within 2 to 3 days. And the abrasion sites, it will disappear in 4 to 7 days.
4 to 7 days. Great.
Yes.
And what advice do you tell the patient after cupping?
Yeah, after cupping, usually the patient should drink plenty of fluids.
Yes.
Why? To allow the blood, because if you put this cup at this area, we are removing the toxins. So if you drink plenty of fluid and water, you will enhance the circulation to get rid of it
All
more.
more. Yeah.
Yes, and they should have some rest. They should rest. The day of cupping, they shouldn't take hot showers, sauna, steam, and they shouldn't go to swimming pool, especially if it has, the chlorine.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't,
Okay.
because it will irritate their skin.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Impressive. Well, thank you, Doc. That was very informative. Do you have a message to tell for anyone that wants to try cupping?
Yes, as I said, very important to me. Cupping, it is very beneficial, and it will avoid you from taking plenty of medicine, especially those who have pains and aches, whom they take plenty of Voltaren, Profen, which can affect, yes, it can affect their kidney.
Yes.
So think of doing cupping, either massage cupping, dry cupping, and go to the professional person, certified, and ask about this guy before you do cupping.
Definitely.
This is very important to me.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Viewers, stay tuned. We'll be right back for more. A famous quote by actress Dawn French says, "It was my father who taught me to value myself." And that is the case with our next talented artist, Iman Haddad, a 17-year-old singer, guitarist, and a flautist, who started her musical journey at a very early stage in life with the support and love of her father. Iman is here today to share her amazing talent with us. Hi, Iman. It's a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We look forward for something that you're going to play, but not before I ask these questions, yeah?
Sure.
So can you tell us about yourself, please?
Okay, so my name is Iman, of course. I'm 17 years old. I go to St. Christopher's School. I'm studying A-levels right now, so I'm taking English literature, psychology, and music.
All right, and you started off singing when you were how old?
I'd say
Young? How young?
probably from 4 I can remember, maybe 5 even. I don't know.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
And who helped you develop your talents, and how did it all start?
I think a lot of it was my father. He's very musical, and I've always been surrounded by music, especially from my father. My brother as well is also into music.
Wow.
So I have a musical family basically.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Family. So you're saying your family inspired you
Yeah.
to do, and what does your dad do? What does your brother do?
Like music-wise?
Yes, music-wise.
Okay, so my dad, he plays the guitar and he also plays the flute.
Cool.
So I basically took his steps, I followed him.
Right.
I played the guitar as well, played the
Yeah.
flute.
And your brother?
My brother also plays the guitar, but he's not really into it. He kind of stopped now.
Ah,
So,
okay. And your
yeah.
dad doesn't sing?
Oh, he does sing, yeah.
Okay,
Forgot about
cool. Sounds good. And how long does it take to practice your songs?
I think it depends on the level of difficulty. So if it's like an easy song, just look up the chords, play it on the spot, and then I just learn it. But if it's a more complicated song, it'll take maybe a day to perfect it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. And how much do you practice? Let's say.
Every day,
Every day,
hours. Yeah.
hours.
It's very stress
Mostly with the
relieving.
guitar or with the vocals?
Both,
Both.
but mainly vocals because I play guitar as an accompaniment. So
Okay.
yeah,
Mainly vocals, huh?
yeah.
And I know that you also perform many events around Bahrain. Can you tell us
Yeah.
about that?
I think the biggest event was the Spring of Culture. I opened for Jason Derulo, which is like a big
Oh,
thing. Yeah,
wow.
it was very fun.
All right. And you
Yeah.
met him, Jason?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. Yeah, but it was a
Cool.
very nice event.
So where
Yeah.
do you see yourself after you're done with high school?
So I want to study music and psychology in university. I'm actually going off to look at unis like very soon.
All right. Is that a double
Yeah.
major, psychology and music?
Yeah,
Okay. It goes together?
Yeah, it does.
with
Like you-
classes? Huh.
like music therapy, look into the brain of music.
Wow.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah.
Is that in the States or in your
in the UK.
in the UK?
Yeah,
That's amazing. I've never knew that that could go well together.
yeah, it does. Very niche, but
Very
Yeah.
nice. And do you use that? Do you use music to relax yourself now?
yeah, of course. I'm going through very rough times with
man.
school and everything, so it's very
Alright.
stress relieving.
I get it. I get it. And any upcoming events?
Actually, I don't have anything yet, but I look forward to like doing gigs in the winter break
Right.
because I'm focusing more on school now.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Obviously. Cool. And what do you have prepared for us today?
So I'll be singing 2 songs. One of them is by my cousin, Al Khawal. It's called Sugar Bee. It's from one of his older albums. He doesn't really play it anymore.
Okay. So you
So-
stole it from me.
Yeah, basically it's mine now.
All right.
Yeah.
And the second song later on?
The second song is called The Eagle Song by the
Okay.
Staves. Yeah.
All right. Remind us what's this one called?
This is called Sugar Bee.
Sugar Bee. Please. Sugar Bee.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's been 4.5 years since you captured my heart. Should've told you from the start, but I didn't have the guts. And I spent all this time swinging those strings and learning those things. I thought it would make me a king. No. Now my heart skipped 7.5 beats when you said you're leaving. How I hoped you'd been deceiving me. Oh, sugar bee, my world is going straight. I'm crawling right behind you, wondering what to say, but you're already miles away. Sugar bee, ooh, sugar bee, ooh. Oh, but I made you sing. I made you fly without wings. This can't be the end. I'm getting over you, though I know it's true. There'll never be another you. Sugar bee, ooh. sugar bean. Ooh. Oh, sugar bean, my tiny dancer, sugar bean. You nearly killed me, sugar bean.
Wow, Iman, bravo.
Thank
That
you.
was amazing.
So much.
And Ala, this is kind of better than. No, I'm kidding. That's beautiful. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Ala is your cousin, and
Yeah.
do you perform with him?
Yeah, I actually performed with him recently.
Okay.
But like he had a movie. It's called Live from Grace.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we did like a live performance with like other Bahraini musicians that got screened in SAR Cinema.
Oh, no
so,
way.
Yeah, it was really
Before it
cool.
closed down.
Yeah, before, thank God. Yeah.
That's cool. So we've got a video for you, and let's take a look at that.
Okay.
Woke up for the morning sun, feeling like a drop of mist. Took a walk down to the valley, searching for the treasure chest. I saw it in my dream, in my wonderful dream. I'm singing, I'm swinging, I'm dancing up on the mountain so high. I spread my wings and I fly, dance with the glittering stars. Here in my beautiful world, sailed in my river of dreams, lined up in magical streams, cried as I waved them goodbye. Here in my beautiful.
Who was this little munchkin?
Yeah, so the guy in some of the pictures was my brother. So I used to play
Okay.
with him, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell us about the movie that they just showed for a little bit.
Oh, so that was Live from Grace. Yeah, so that was Arla's movie. He played his songs and we played with him. I featured in it in 2 songs called Ember and Atom.
All right.
And so there are other musicians like Isa Najim and Ali Qasir. And,
Wow.
yeah.
They're all very talented,
Yeah, yeah.
amazing artists. And
Yeah.
I saw the saxophonist Abdullah Haji.
Yeah,
is it?
Abdullah Haji was in it too,
Right.
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that song that was in the background.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So basically that song was written by my father
Huh.
to sing for it, like for me to sing basically as a child. So he made it like childlike basically.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did your dad inspire you?
A lot of ways actually, not just with playing, but also just the genres of music that he listens to. It's very like, he listens to underground music. So yeah, makes him unique.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Why would you think underground music is unique, by the way?
Honestly, like, I think now, this generation, there are a lot of like pop songs that like, you know, all the teenagers are into, but it's nice to like look into that and like find different like genres and like see how musicians experiment with music and
All right. And how old were you here in the video?
I actually have no idea. I don't remember.
Very young, huh?
Yeah.
And what memories does it give you when you watch that real quick video?
Honestly, like it makes me feel like, okay, first of all, like that was very innocent. It's a very innocent song.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just shows like I never thought that like I'd like pursue my my music career.
Professionally.
Yeah,
Soon enough.
yeah.
And so where do you see yourself from here?
So now I'm just gonna finish my studies, go off to university, hopefully
then
music and psychology.
Figure it out then,
Yeah.
huh?
I
All
don't
right.
know what I'm gonna do with that after, but
Cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Mel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But don't go away. We want one more song from you, yeah?
Sure.
Viewers, we'll be back in a bit. Don't go away. Well, that was all we had to offer today. We thank our guests who joined us. It was definitely an interesting episode. Viewers, we'll see you next time in Bahrain Today. If you would like to be with us on our show, or you have suggestions or questions for us, then contact us on our accounts shown on the screen. We'll leave you with another song from the young, talented Iman. Enjoy.
I'm a cardinal red. I am of blood and of bones and of heart and of head. 1,000 miles ahead and behind. Oh, to be lost, oh, to be wasting my time on a hill we lay in the sun, on the foot of a statue of all battles lost, battles won. I remember your voice and your clothes, a well-chosen passage of words from a book I don't know. Oh me, oh my, oh man, what have I become? Running around, writing letters I'll never send home. Call me in the morning, I'll be alright. Call me in the morning, I'll be alright. Call me little honey and I'll be fine. Call me in the morning, I'll be okay. Call me in the morning, I'm far away. Call me little honey and I'll be fine. The eagle flew above us, blankets wrapped around us. Lucky that she found us, glued to